What if I told you that making your bed could change your life? Sounds ridiculous, right? But according to Admiral William McRaven, this simple act holds the key to discipline, resilience, and success. In Make Your Bed, he shares 10 powerful life lessons drawn from Navy SEAL training. These lessons can help anyone overcome adversity and achieve more in life. The first lesson is to start your day with a task completed. Every morning, SEAL trainees are required to make their beds with military precision. Hospital corners, perfectly aligned sheets, no wrinkles. Why? Because this tiny act builds discipline, attention to detail, and a sense of accomplishment. It is called the progress principle. Small wins create momentum. Even if your entire day falls apart, you will always have that first victory. What is your version of making your bed? A morning workout? Journaling? One tiny habit can set the tone for your whole day. But life is not meant to be lived alone. That is lesson 2. You cannot go it alone. SEAL trainees carry a 10-foot raft everywhere, up sand dunes and through crashing waves. It is exhausting and impossible alone. The only way to succeed is to rely on your teammates. McRaven learned this the hard way after a devastating parachute accident that shattered his pelvis. He had to depend on others to recover. No matter how strong you think you are, you need people in your corner. Who are your paddle buddies, the people who lift you up and push you forward? Before we get to the next lesson, make sure to subscribe for more insights that can transform your mindset. Lesson 3 is that only the size of your heart matters. McRaven tells the story of a small recruit doubted by his SEAL instructors. Before a grueling swim, the instructor leans in and whispers, "Prove me wrong." That is all it took. That recruit defied expectations and crushed it. McRaven himself misjudged a quiet, unassuming war hero, Tom Norris, who went on to perform daring rescues behind enemy lines in Vietnam. Strength is not about size, it is about resilience and drive. Have you ever been underestimated? Did it push you to prove yourself? But here is a hard truth. Life is not fair. Get over it. That is lesson 4. In SEAL training, if you mess up, you get turned into a sugar cookie, rolling in the sand until you are covered from head to toe. No reason, just bad luck. Life does the same thing. McRaven points to Mookie Martin, a SEAL instructor who was paralyzed in a bike accident. He could have given up. Instead, he became an artist, a great father, and even competed in a triathlon. Life is not fair, but the question is, how will you respond? Lesson 5 is that failure makes you stronger. McRaven and his swim buddy kept failing their endurance tests, landing them in the circus, a brutal extra workout. But instead of breaking them, it made them stronger, turning them into some of the best swimmers in the class. Later in life, McRaven was relieved of command for pushing change. It could have ended his career, but instead, it led to even bigger opportunities. Every failure holds a lesson if you are willing to learn. So, what is a failure that actually made you stronger? Lesson 6 is to dare greatly. Picture this. McRaven is at the top of the slide for life, the fastest but riskiest way down the SEAL obstacle course. Hesitate, and you fail. He takes the risk and succeeds. Years later, he faces an even bigger risk, approving a daylight helicopter raid to rescue hostages in Iraq. Failure meant lives lost. He trusted his team and took the risk. The mission succeeded. Playing it safe can be the biggest risk of all. What opportunity are you hesitating on because you are afraid to fail? Lesson 7 is to stand up to bullies. In SEAL training, recruits are told, if a shark comes at you, punch it in the snout. It is a metaphor for life. Bullies, manipulators, power-hungry people, even captured and powerless, Saddam Hussein intimidated others with just his presence. Fear is their weapon. The only way to beat them is to stand your ground, set boundaries, and show no fear. Have you ever let a bully control you? It is time to push back. Lesson 8 is to rise to the occasion. McRaven's ultimate test was a night dive using the death rig faulty equipment known to kill divers. In pitch-black water, surrounded by sharks, he had to stay calm and execute perfectly. We all face these moments. Big presentations, job interviews, personal crises. Will you crumble or rise? Later, McRaven witnesses soldiers standing strong at a ramp ceremony, sending a fallen comrade home. Even in tragedy, they rise. You can too. Before we get to the final lessons, if you have made it this far, take a second to subscribe. These are the kinds of lessons that stick with you, and we have more powerful insights coming. Lesson 9 is to give hope to others. The worst part of SEAL training? The Tijuana mudflats. Trainees spend hours stuck in freezing, sticky mud. Some quit. But one recruit starts singing off-key and ridiculous. Then another joins, then another. Soon the whole group is singing, defying their pain. Hope spreads. Years later, McRaven watches General John Kelly comfort grieving families. Kelly had lost his own son in combat. His words had weight. His presence gave hope. Who in your life needs hope right now? How can you be the one to give it? The final lesson is to never, ever quit. In SEAL training, if you want out, all you have to do is ring the brass bell 3 times. No shame, just walk away. But McRaven warns that quitting carries a cost, the cost of regret. He tells the story of Adam Bates, a 19-year-old Army Ranger who lost both legs in Afghanistan. When McRaven visits him in the hospital, barely conscious, Bates lifts his hand and signs, "I will be okay." He did not quit. He fought through rehab, learned to walk again, and even challenged his fellow Rangers to pull-up contests. Your response to adversity shapes your life. What is your quit bell, and how will you resist ringing it? Before you click on our next video, ask yourself, are you playing it too safe? Are you letting fear stop you from living the life you want? Because as McRaven says, never ring the bell.